Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my channel for yet another player ratings live stream. I have to just check a couple of things on my phone here because I'm just worried that I tweeted the wrong link to the wrong thing. Just making sure that I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. Brilliant. Everything's perfect. So if you're here right now, welcome. Really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in to our player ratings live stream of Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 1. I'm, of course, not by myself. As you can see, our usual player ratings, co-host, guest, whatever you want to call him, CFCPys. Bro, how are you? And if you just want to sum up a few of your thoughts quickly while I just try to fix a couple of things that are messed up in the background, that'd be very much appreciated.
Yeah, first off, I'm glad to be back. Very happy, as you can tell. Winning today, it was really good, to be fair. Frustrating game in a couple of both ways, obviously, with the referee and Atletico just not really trying to play football. But, I mean, we dominated the game. We played well. We defended well when we needed to. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy. And, obviously, amazing goal from Giroud. So, like, I'm gassed, to be fair. You know, I would have taken like a 0-0 or a 1-1, but to come away 1-0 with the away goal and not conceding, that's going to be amazing for us. And not only like is it good today, but it's good for the weekend as well, and it's good for the games after, because a big result like this away from home should give us so much confidence. So like I'm gassed, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be happier with how that went. I mean, yeah, sure, the final third wasn't great. And if you think about it, we didn't really create almost any actual goal-scoring chances, like where I'm like, oh, yeah, we should probably score that. But somehow we ended up with a goal anyway. And I couldn't be happier. Like you said, you know, it's not a dead 0-0 where I'm like, ugh. It's not even a 1-1 where, yes, we have the away goal, but it's still a draw. We won, and I couldn't ask for more. And there were so many brilliant performances today. And to me, it almost felt like Tuchel kind of knew, I'm not going to make these guys be unbelievable in the final third between the last game and this one. So I'm going to just have to do what I have to do, put the guy on that will score a goal out of nothing, and hope that he does today. That's almost what it felt like, because I don't think that Tuchel thought that Giroud would be there and have a good game and be the perfect guy for this game, if that makes sense. And Pais is just feeling slightly under the weather. He's very happy, not depressed at all. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, obviously we will start from the back in terms of player ratings. But other than the first two, other than early on in the game when Mendy had a bit of a shocker and nearly gave a pen or a goal away, and then the Rudiger and Alonso mess up for the Atletico chance, and then Suarez having that almost moment from the cross where he just bottled it completely. Atletico did nothing other than defending with every single bus that they found in bloody Romania. Because I mean, they defended in a 6-3-1 at times. it was a bit crazy, quite frankly. But it was honestly, it was so crazy. But why don't you tell me quickly, what did you think of the lineup when it first came out?
You know what? I wasn't really too surprised, to be fair. Like, I mean, he could have played like Pulisic over Werner or something like that, or maybe a Ziyech, knowing that Ziyech's UCL like record is really good. But I mean, based off like recent performances, I think Tuchel's been pretty consistent in his lineups, and obviously kept the same formation. So to be honest, I wasn't like really too surprised. I said like between Giroud and Tammy, it was always going to be like a 50-50 toss up. But I mean, he took Tammy off, didn't he, before? So last game. So, yeah. You know, I was not really surprised to see Giroud start. Obviously, Giroud's got a good record in Europe. He's second top scorer behind Haaland this season in the Champions League. He's got 6. Haaland's got 8. So, I mean, yeah, Giroud is just a guy for the big occasion. I mean, even though he's so old, he has proved time and time again that he can deliver big goals still, and that's exactly what he did today. And like that's why I'm so happy. Like, honestly, I'm just gassed. Really am gassed.
Yeah, no, it is like that. And you know, by the way, guys, I saw Charles say I'm missing some questions and whatever else. That's it. I mean, we already massively appreciate that. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we're already 78 people here. I can't see every question. So if you really want to make sure I see your question, do use the super chat function. You don't have to, but that way it will stand out, and I will definitely see it. Otherwise, consider becoming a member by clicking the join button underneath. There's different tiers and whatever, and then you get like a badge like Rajib has or Cedric has and Melinda have, so that stands your message out as well to make sure that I see them. And of course, if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. We're still on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I want to get there as soon as bloody possible. So the more of you to subscribe tonight, the better, and the closer we are. And of course, smash the like button. Like I've told you before, smashing the like button. YouTube likes videos and streams that have a lot of likes, so that they recommend it to more people. So smash the like button if you're about. That'd be massively appreciated. But I guess we probably get to the player ratings and start from the back. I would say starting from the back. Of course, Edouard Mendy. What did you make of him? What did you make of him today, CFCPys?
Well,
I don't know why I went to CFC there as well.
Mendy was interesting. I think obviously he really didn't have anything to do, so like it's really hard to judge him. But the one thing I would say, he did look really shaky on the ball today. Not only the one at the start, but a couple more times he took really heavy touches, and there was one where he completely miskicked and kicked the ball out of play. So that was quite surprising to me, because I actually think he's usually pretty good with his feet, but he's passing and like, I don't know whether it was the nerves or something like that. But again, it's hard to rate him because he didn't really have anything to do. So I mean, I'll leave it up to you and just go off you. I think probably like, I don't know, 6 or a 7. What would you say? Like just a good solid rating, because it's definitely hard to judge a keeper who doesn't have any shots to save because they didn't attack. So it's hard.
Yeah, no, exactly that. It is very difficult to like judge anything really, because like you said, how do we judge it? Because he didn't really do anything, or he didn't really have to do anything other than a couple of mess ups. Hence why I think a 6 or a 7 is almost a bit high. I know we all know, high, and it's a great result and whatever, but the few nervy moments we had was once Rudiger and Alonso, and the other ones was kind of Mendy. So I don't know how high we can really go. It's a tough one, but I would have said 5. But if you're saying 6 or 7, then I will very happily say.
No, to be fair, I mean 5 is pretty like decent, because it's like the average rating, and I mean it's probably a fair rating, just bang in the middle, just based on the little he had to do really in the game. So yeah.
Okay. I'm just typing the formation out in the ticker below. So give me just a second, guys. It's proving to be a bit difficult because of the 5 subs to fit everything in. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. But yeah, I guess after that we'll probably go with Azpilicueta, don't we? And he was. I thought, if you really think about it, he was brilliant. Don't really have much to complain about. I mean, he defended João Felix incredibly well. Wasn't really beaten much at all. And what more can you really ask for?
Yeah, Azpi was solid, especially right at the end. He made a really, really good challenge. It was like a block. The ball came to him, and like there was 2 Atletico attackers, and he just completely shut it out and then got the ball back, and we went on an attack. That was right towards the end of the game, and I'm not sure which player it was, but if he got it past Azpi there, he was pretty much in on goal. So, that's something that I sort of picked up on. I said, in my house, I said to obviously my dad and stuff and my brother that was really good. So that's something I picked up from Azpi. He was pretty solid today, to be fair. And, although he's getting on, he still does have these big game performances in him. He still tries absolutely 100%. So really solid. I think probably go with a 6, maybe 6.5. Not sure what you want to do.
Oh really? I was gonna rate the defense quite highly. I know they didn't really attack, but even when we were hit on the counter attack, I think like I said, they didn't have a shot on target. I know they didn't try, but Atletico do that in a lot of games, and playing that way, they've made it to Champions League finals. So I think we should rate all of them very highly. I was more thinking towards the 7s and 8s, to be honest, for Azpi. I don't know if you strongly disagree with it, but I was more.
No, I don't. I mean, it's whatever, however, I guess, kind you want to be on the ratings, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, they do want to. I mean, yeah, definitely give them high ratings as possible, because if that's how you want to do it, then that's cool. I mean, I'm all up for giving high ratings. So 7 or 8. is good.
You know what? Let's chuck an 8 out there for the time being. If we feel like that's a bit over the top, maybe I'll bring it back down again. But I'll go with an 8 for now. You know what? Why not? And by the way, someone in the chat said get the Grand Dam on. I think he's still streaming with Matisse right now. The plan is for him to come on after that, as you know. Sadiq from Worldwide Shells should be coming on at some point as well. Stick around for those guys. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member. Use the super chat function if you fancy it. All of those things. But I guess the next one is Christensen. And, I'm well and truly on the way up to this AC hive, like Lewis always brings it up, because the man was impeccable today. The man was impeccable. I didn't see him put a single foot wrong all game. He dealt with Suarez, had no issue with it. The one time Suarez got dangerous was, past Rudiger. And, Aspi obviously made this somewhat risky pass to Mendy for the whole dodging moment in the first, second, third, fourth minute, whatever it was, to even happen. I'm thinking Christensen is getting... Maybe we should put Aspi down to a 7.5 because Christensen gets the highest rating of the back three, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you, to be fair. Christensen was amazing. Like, as you said, dealt with Suarez. He was so composed on the ball. I mean, that's one of the big advantages of having Christensen, like, in any team, really. Is his ball-playing ability is second to none. Like, he's so underrated on the ball. See, people don't talk about it enough, but how composed he is on the ball and his range of passing for a centre-back is really, really good. And obviously, he's getting better at the 1v1 defending and the aerial duels as well. I've said this countless times before. That's the one criticism everyone had of him, was that, he's too weak or he's too soft in the air. He doesn't, fight like the rest of the players. But, I mean, he's really shutting the haters up, like, the last few weeks. Under Tuchel just seems to have revived him, and Tuchel seems to trust him a lot, which is really good because, I mean, for any player, if you've got trust in them, then obviously they're going to perform really good. So, yeah, I'm so happy with Christensen. I'd put an 8 or an 8.5 out there for him, really. I thought he was one of the contenders for man of the match. He was really, really good.
For sure, bro. I would even push for a 9. Like I said, I don't think he could have done a single thing better. I mean, if I'm gonna be extreme, I would even say 10, but obviously can't because Atletico didn't quite attack us enough for that, in my opinion. But like, honestly, I don't think I could have asked much more from him, and I mean that. So I don't really know why we wouldn't rate him super highly, honestly.
Yep. I'm completely happy to go with what you want. I mean, 8.5. Should we do that or 9? One or the other.
I'm gonna push to 9 and leave Aspi with the 8 for now.
All right. 9's very solid. To be fair, that's like one of the highest ratings we've given. He deserves it. I mean, he was brilliant. So yeah.
Exactly. Aaron has said, big W Laos, exactly. Unbeaten Tuchel era continues. Yeah, people forget that. That was what, our 7th, 8th game now? And 8th game, I think, under him. Obviously there was 2 draws, 6 wins. Can't really complain, can you? Including like beat Spurs, beat Atletico Madrid away, obviously not properly away, but not at home. So like brilliant. And of course, Aaron, massive shout out for the donation. Big up. Therefore, give me an 8. I mean, Rajib, yeah, big up yourself. I mean, a lot of them, man of the match, I'll give him a 6.
You know what it is, yeah? It's because, all right, guys in the comments, it's because if you watch the last streams, me and Laurenz, like, when people play well, especially defenders, we've been given like 6s and 7s, but because this is like an extra special occasion, I think they deserve more. But I was just basing it off, like, not going too overboard, but if we really want to give a positive rating, then I'm all up for that. Like,
to be honest, now that you say that, I see what you mean, because in other games we were like, well, they didn't really have to do anything, so even though we kept the XG, how can we rate them highly? But even though Atletico didn't attack much, I still think when they did, they had to do more than say against Newcastle.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, they were attacking the flanks sometimes, on counter attacks, and they put a few crosses in. One of them was really close, obviously, when that mistake, Suarez put it across the box. But to be honest, like, that's like one of the only chances I remember them having. It was crazy. Like, our defence did really well, to be fair.
I mean, you're definitely not wrong. You're not wrong with what you said there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of the hype, but hey, we're fans. We're allowed to get a little bit hyped every now and again. That's an interesting question. And by the way, Rajiv, cheers for the £1 donation. Appreciate it a lot. But Armanda's, sorry if I butchered that name, I don't think so, but saying, so Lauren, since Thiago will most likely be fit for Man United, do you think we should, well, don't know, but let's just say in terms of the second leg for this one, because we don't know for sure for United, I guess. I think you should play both Christensen and Thiago, or not play Thiago, or not play Christensen. That was one of the questions I was almost going to put to you, actually, because obviously if we switch to a back four, Rudiger's been great, and not as good as Christensen today. We'll get to him in just a second. But it's kind of been I don't know, Christensen has been so good, but do we want Christensen and Thiago as a centre-back partnership in a back four? And if not, like, will you play Christensen over Rudiger as a left centre-back? Because I wouldn't personally probably do that. But if Thiago comes in, Christensen is out, no matter how well he's played until that point, isn't he?
I think, unfortunately, Christensen does go just because I think Tuchel really likes Rudiger. But, I mean, it's hard to sort of argue with either of them, like, not playing. Like, I mean, if Rudiger was to, like, be replaced by Christensen and when Thiago Silva comes back, then I'm fine with that. But it's difficult. It is really, really difficult to pick a centre-back partnership or a free, you know. So, I mean, everyone's just playing so well at the moment. So, like, I mean, Rudiger, Christensen's like a toss-up. They're both in really good form. But, yeah, it's going to be hard for him. And it's going to be harsh on the one that is left out, considering we'll probably keep playing with a free. But for me, I would like to see Christensen and Silva. Like, you know, I don't have nothing against Rudiger, but I just think Christensen's playing so well. I want to keep his confidence going, you know. I really do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely see what you're saying with that. I don't know. Just as a left centre-back, I don't really see Christensen being better at that than Rudiger personally. But it's also a case of, hey, Thiago Silva won't be able to play every game. Let's be totally honest with it. So, you know, let's just be happy that we have someone that can come in and, you know, do really well as well, and that it's not the most drastic of drop-offs when we aren't with Thiago Silva, because especially when the international breaks come back, he will go to Brazil again, and, you know, he won't play the first game back, and then at least we have someone where I'm comfortable and confident that, you know, they will play well, if that makes sense. So I don't think it should be totally underrated that that's an important thing to have as well. Are you debating what to say, or are you not trying to say anything?
Oh, no. I don't have anything to add. I mean, I completely agree with you, to be fair. Left centre-back, to be honest, thinking about it now, probably do agree with you. Rudiger would probably be the more sensible option. But, I mean, I just don't want to doubt AC, man. There's something in him. When he plays well, man, like when he gets form, I do trust him more than other fans seem to. So, I'm happy with whatever, to be honest. Everyone's playing well.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But I guess next is, you know, we touched on him. Next is probably Rudiger. So what would you rate him? Obviously, he had the one moment, the proper mess up with Alonso, which nearly cost us a goal. So that will downgrade it by at least one from what we would give him outside of that. But outside of that, he was pretty good, I think.
Yeah, so Christensen got a 9, didn't he? So I think probably an 8 for Rudiger. I think if we're knocking it down by 1, because I think he was really good as well, by that one thing he did, which was just, I want to call it like a Rudiger moment, because he does have those, you know, just like brain freezes, and then he'll lose the ball or do something silly, kick the ball out like West Ham away last year and for a corner. And you know, it is in his nature to do that, unfortunately. But I mean, the guy has surprised me, honestly. I didn't think he'd be this good under Tuchel. Like, honestly, people were saying like back three tacks and stuff like that, but you got to give credit where it's due. You know, you can only judge off like what you're seeing and what formation we're playing. So, I mean, credit to him. He's been really good, really solid, good on the ball, aggressive as well. You know, he was really aggressive with Suarez and Felix. So, you know, I really liked that one moment when he like clashed with Suarez as well. Like, that's the mentality I want to see. Like, no one backing away and stuff like that. I like that. So, yeah, I'd probably give Rudiger an 8.
Yeah, I mean, I would not even disagree, but then I would be probably forcing myself to push Aspie up to an 8.5, because I do think the mistake must surely take him under Aspie, because Aspie was still brilliant as well, and Aspie didn't make such a howler like Rudiger and Alonso did there together. So I'm thinking either we push Aspie to an 8.5 or we put Rudiger on a 7.5, in my opinion.
I think that's be 8.5 then. I think probably because he did play really well. So let's be generous.
Off we go.
Let's go
Off
for
we
it.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We will have to give mostly round numbers because I only have 200 characters to give for the thingy to go along the bottom, and we are currently on 199. So
Oh, that's an issue.
exactly. Exactly. Now I will just make shortcuts for players like Christensen, AC and stuff. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I guess next. Should we today come to Alonso first, even though he's kind of not in the order? But should we get to Alonso first now? Because even though we were very attacking, there was obviously that one mess up. And other than that, I really struggled to really rate Alonso today because he didn't. Other than that moment, he didn't really cost us anything. And he, the one diving header that Giroud had in the first half, that was actually set up by Alonso. And the first shot we had in the game was Alonso, even though it was a comfortable save. He also still frustrates me when he tried to build up on the left. He always just plays it back again. Every time the ball just goes back again.
I've said this before. When he plays wing back, he just he just vibes out there. Like he just does his thing. He'll like just pop up in random places, and I don't necessarily think like he's just not good. He's not good on the ball, is he? He doesn't take people on. He does slow down a lot of our attacks, unfortunately. But it's difficult to give him a rating because obviously we've scored the other defenders so high. So I think we have to knock it down from them, obviously. I'd probably say like 7.5 maybe. Something like that.
I would
lower.
say
I can see you going lower. 7 maybe.
Yeah, I would say 7. I would be even willing to put it a little bit further down. But then we won. He didn't do anything wrong. He played good. He was part of the team that won. A big game, a very big game. So I would say 7, although I'm pushing it a little bit. I would even say 6.5, but I'm happy with 7 after what you said.
Yeah, we'll go 7.5 because we've been really generous so far. So, exactly. And I can see Lewis saying AC Hive in the comments. So that's big ups to you, Lewis. That's a sick thing you started and it's paying off. So I'm liking it. He's doing really well, man.
I don't know when you're starting the phone in. I don't know when you're starting the phone in, Lewis, if you're still watching. But if you are, just hop in if you fancy it for a minute or two before you start that. No issue. But I guess next then, we have to... Shall we go to Callum first or shall we do the midfield 2 first? What are you saying?
Probably Callum because we did Alonso, didn't we? So wing back, I guess, is the other one.
Callum, come join fam. We got tickets. There you go. There you go. Yeah, well, if we gave Alonso a 7, I think Callum has to be an 8.
Yeah, he was definitely better. Especially like down the right-hand side. He had really good link-up play with Mason Mount a few times where they was getting in behind. And also, he was making those runs a lot in behind as well. Sometimes Jorginho didn't pick him out a couple of times. I was like, oh, play him. And he didn't really spot the run or he just didn't play the ball quick enough. So I think Callum, yeah, definitely an 8, 100%.
Yeah, I think an 8 is a pretty fair rating. And by the way, guys, obviously, I really appreciate all of you guys putting your thoughts whenever we talk about someone. Love that from you. And if you're watching right now, we have over 200 people. Big up yourselves. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 10K. So subscribe immediately, ideally. Smash the like button. Check out CFCPys. His Twitter is in the description below, of course. Someone, Asa Bron saying, first half chill, 9, second half solid, but not as dominant. I wouldn't disagree with that. So first half 9, second half 7, so overall an 8. I think I'm happy with that.
8 is definitely respectable and definitely right, I think, 100%.
For sure. And it's one of those ones in a position like he plays, if someone made more of his crosses, he would have a higher rating because then he'd have assists. But at the same time, it was also difficult to get these passes in there with how deep Atletico sat, in my opinion. So, we have over 2 prisoners, but up yourself. Don't know what you're talking about, but hey, you need to relax, G. You absolutely need to relax.
What is that about?
I have no clue. But then I guess next we get to Jorginho. And Jorginho was a weird one today because I thought in terms of controlling the game, he was very good. But I thought in terms of, and he tried that way more than I'm used to from him, finding a final pass or a decisive pass. He overhit pretty much every single one of them.
Bro, he annoyed me so much today, honestly. Yeah.
There was a spot in the second half when he played 2 very good ones, one switch ball to Alonso and then one switch ball to Callum. But other than that, all of his really attacking passes were all dreadful. But then I still thought he controlled the ball well, never lost it, unlike Kovacic. Jorginho never lost the ball today in terms of getting dispossessed and, close to our goal and shit. So there was good parts to him, but the attacking play really, really dragged today from him.
Yeah, like, honestly, I'm so used to Jorginho's passing by now just being so spot on, like, especially, like, just those little balls he plays in behind and, like, those little over-the-top balls sometimes he does. Just a few of the passes today were just off, slowed down the play a little bit as well. As I mentioned, there was a couple of times where Callum made the run down in behind down the right flank and he didn't pick him out.
Although that goes for Mason as well, that he didn't pick Callum out there.
Yeah, for sure. There was a few players doing it, but Jorginho, he did play well. Like you said, he controlled the tempo. He did well. He kept the ball ticking, kept playing the balls out wide. But just really not a complete performance, because obviously he was sometimes a bit slow and some of his passes were just a bit wayward. So hard. What rating should we give him? Really difficult to decide.
I'm leaning to like 6, maybe 6.5.
I think, 6.5 maybe. Yeah, 6.5. I think.
I'm thinking maybe we should drop Alonso to 6.5 and give Jorginho a 6.
Oh, see, I don't know. I think Jorginho was better than Alonso though, just from what he did for the team. Like,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, like, I just think Jorginho was more important in today's game. Like, he didn't necessarily get dragged by any of the midfielders either, which I thought he was going to get dragged. So I think him and Kovacic did like really well as a partnership.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm really struggling to judge Jorginho in the way that I was almost happily surprised that he tried those balls so much today. And I'm not used to him trying, and I know they didn't come off. But on another day, they will. So I think this is actually a good habit to get him into finally, because that's what especially his critics have been craving and asking for him to play those passes more. Okay, they were poor today, but at least he attempted them. Usually he doesn't even attempt them anywhere near as often as he did today. And of course, not that many teams sit maybe as deep as Atletico do. But still, I know it sounds weird, but I kind of have to want to give him credit for at least trying. And I know he's too good to get credit for trying. I get that. But still, I don't know. Alonso gets an 8, someone said. No, that's outrageous. Can't be doing that.
He didn't score, bro. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way Alonso ever gets an 8 if he scores. Otherwise, no.
That's literally it.
I don't know.
If he had Giroud's goal, then fair enough. But, I ain't having an 8 for Alonso, man. Nah.
Yeah. You know what? Even though I agree with you that Jorginho was probably better than Alonso, I'll give them both a 7 because I think that maybe they deserve both a little bit less. But it's either we drop them both or leave them both at a 7. I reckon.
Leave them both. It'll be fine. 7's good.
There you go. And then Kovacic, because Kovacic I had different issues today than I did with Jorginho. Obviously, he lost the ball a couple of times in some dodgy moments and situations and areas, but then also had some really good dribbles, but again, didn't really do anything with it. But also didn't mess so many passes up, but also because he didn't try them. So it's easy to not mess something up if you don't try it. So it's again one where I'm somewhat struggling to really decide what to give it. What would you say for Kovacic?
Well, obviously, I'm going to have a bit of bias here, obviously, in any Kovacic performance, because I'm like, I run prop for this guy. Like, I love him, like, honestly. But, yeah, probably, I mean, if we give Jorginho a 7 and Alonso a 7, then it's got to be somewhere near, like, if not similar, because I don't think Alonso is better than Kovacic at all. So, I mean, I reckon we should just do a 7 for all three of those guys and just call it like that, to be fair. I think it'd be fair.
All right. All right. Well, let's see if the other guys hop on later, and then maybe we'll adjust it with obviously other people's thoughts. Maybe they make arguments and points that will sway our opinion. But yeah, I'm not totally against it. I'm not totally against it. And like Strip Bear said, please smash the like button for this amazing channel. Agree. I mean, Red Pill Sense saying Cover was a 4 or 5. I think that's a bit harsh because we still controlled and dominated midfield. So I think even though Kovacic didn't have the standout dribbling and creative moments that he has in some games, still the control that him and Jorginho offered together was brilliant, in my opinion. So I don't think we should underestimate how important that is, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna just go. We'll just go with the 7 for now, and move on from there. And then next is Mason Mount, who got himself booked. Shouldn't have been booked. One of the most ridiculous yellow cards I've ever seen in my life, because he didn't even touch the man. He didn't even touch the man. I don't understand it, but I think his rating has to be close to Christensen. Other than that, he messed up that one other big open play chance that we had.
I think he's probably an 8 for me. Maybe an 8.5 if you want to be really generous.
What's going on, people? What's going on, Simon? You good?
You're right.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Obviously, mad night. I'm just happy, bro.
Mad night. We'll run you through the ratings in a second if you have any real strong adjustments that you want to make from what we have, gotten to already. Obviously, you can see it run at the bottom. But just talking about Mason Mount, what would you rate Mason today?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. A lot of people were against him. A lot of people supported him. I don't even know.
When you look at the other ratings, we've been very generous so far.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm surprised. Coventry's got 7. Usually, Sai will give him like a 9 or something. Bit surprising.
I said, didn't I? I said I have bias towards him, but I want to be fair.
Yeah, I'll probably give Mount a 7 as well. I think, man. Keeping it average, real. I think everyone played well at times. I don't think anyone had a bad game, personally. So I'll give Mount a 7.
Yeah, I mean, Price just said more in terms of 8. And I would tend to agree because he just had the silky moments that Kovacic didn't have. And also, he didn't mess up as many passes as Jorginho did. So it was kind of a lovely mix. He can't really blame him for the yellow card because he should have never been booked. And he was also made sure that he didn't get sent off, which when you get booked in the 55th second, it's not an easy thing to do, which I almost have to give him credit for, I reckon. Yes. By the way, your beard looks sick today. Fair play.
Thanks, man. I'm not going to lie. I shouldn't have got a trim, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Why not? Yeah, unless you're really against it, I will agree with Pies on the 8. But let me know if you want to really drag it down to a 7.5.
So it's look, what? So I gave Mount 8.
Yeah,
you're joking. Yo, you gave him 8. He's lying.
I don't hate him anymore. Relax.
He's lying. He's lying. This
guy thinks I still run Mount agenda. I never did. I thought he was mid last season, but he's done well this season. I give fair play to him, man.
Nah, you're lying.
I'm not, bro.
You're not giving Kovacic a 7 and giving Mount 8.
I've got to be fair on this channel, I've got to be fair.
Exactly, bro. Sadiq, don't ruin him. I've made him very objective so far.
So what? You're telling me Mount was that better than Kovacic?
Yep.
Yeah, bro. He was better today. He was better today, definitely.
I mean, look, I know we're going to get to it soon, Laurenz, man, but we need to talk about Giroud soon, bro. You're not a big fan, so I need to talk to you about him, you know what I'm saying? So we'll get there. All right, cool. Mount 7.58 is fine, yeah? Look, we'll go with Sai. I mean, I'm a bit surprised with his opinion. He's changed.
Me?
Sai.
Okay. Go.
It's all love.
Let's move on and let's go to, in my opinion, our worst player of the day in Timo Werner. I know he had a couple of moments, but a shot from the left, a shot from the right, a lovely turn. But more often than not, it was still dreadful. It was still dreadful. In my opinion, I know I'm harsh, and I know I wouldn't call it an agenda. Some people might. But I just don't think he was good. And I will get harsh now. I'll show you now what harsh is. The man's becoming a bit of a waste of space. Because we're playing the guy up top, and it's like we might as well not. Like, it's triggering me. And I know people will have a go at me now, but it's really triggering me. Like, especially him and Giroud up top, it's like both of them just wait for the final ball, and neither of them is just going to create it. And you can't play that together. And it just really frustrates me and grinds my gears. I'm like, we're playing you out on the wing because you can't play up front because you're not a proper number 9. But now you're basically just, with that, taking a creative position away from us because you're not creative. But because we're not a counter-attacking team, we don't need that. If we were counter-attacking, this would be great. I totally get it then. But we're not. We need to create. And he doesn't. And I know he had the assist for assist for Giroud and the assist for Mount recently. I get that. And he wins penalties. That's all well and good. But he's not going to find the breakthrough through a tough defense. He needed like the pass from Chilwell to set Mount up. So I don't want to go on a whole Werner round to make this all about Werner today. Today is about Giroud and the whole team beating Atletico Madrid. But still, it's still a. I mean, so already people having a go at me. Joe G saying, imagine saying Georgie played well, but Werner didn't. Or Georgie stunk out of the gaff. I mean, fair play. I mean, we all have different opinions, but see, can I grind your gears, Jordan? You're a bit of a dodgy, mate. You're a bit of a dodgy one. I'm not going to lie. But let me go with Pys first. What did you think about Werner? Maybe calling him a waste of space is a bit harsh. I do apologize. But what did you make of his performance and overall, like, just what he's giving us?
Well, I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from because he is a limited footballer. Like, he's suited to counter-attacking teams, and he's not good at dribbling. He's not really good at passing. He gives away the ball loads. And he is very frustrating to watch. Like, that's what a lot of the pundits were saying as well. He's so annoying to watch because he's lightning fast, and he has scored so many goals in the Bundesliga, but he just seems really limited for us. Like, whether that's playing up top or as like a left inside forward, it's really hard to watch him sometimes. But the thing for me is he's still so positive. Like, he just wants to succeed and he wants to get better, and I like that and I appreciate that. So I think that's why naturally I'm giving him more, like, I don't know, like leeway, more sort of, I'm being less critical of him. Like, I know he has his flaws and I know he's pretty limited as a footballer, but like, the guy's trying. He's still young and like he's trying to adapt, and it's his first season. I don't know whether he will flop in the long term, but or whether he'll go really well and he'll start like just banging goals in. Whether this season is just sort of a feel out season, him getting to know the league. It's really hard to judge. But today he was positive. Like, he was trying to make runs. Obviously, the thing that annoyed me about today is the midfield I don't think they tried. They didn't get the ball to the attackers enough. Like, it was always out wide and then sideways and then sometimes backwards when Atletico would pressure us. So, I mean, he did have that one shot which got us a corner and he didn't really have any support in the box. But I don't know, man. Like, it's hard. It's really hard because he is limited. But
that's the problem, because you mentioned runs, and a lot of people in the chat have said the run things as well. But when your opponent's in so deep, you basically have a space of 20 yards to make a run. And to play an over-the-top ball into a space of 20 yards when the defender will run onto it as well is so difficult, near impossible to find, that it's all well and good making runs, but because he doesn't provide anything when he drops deep to like help and create, and both him and Mount, I would have liked to see, Mount did it, but there was such a gap always between the midfield and our front three because Atletico's back six was just in their box. And then we had this gap where you'd need the left and right number 10 to drop into. Mount did it more as the game went on, but Werner just doesn't drop in there. And that's not necessarily criticism of him. That's almost a criticism of the manager that place him in those areas where I'm like, I need a creative player there unless we play counter-attacking football. But sorry, I cut you off there. But what would you rate him today, rather than just in terms of an overall situation?
I think probably 6.5. I think maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's a bit harsh. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Pulisic was better for this game on that left inside forward role. I mean, he's more creative. He'll run at defenders. He's actually got good dribbling. He can drop deep, win the ball, win fouls. He's just generally the better winger or inside forward, whatever you want to call it, in this sort of formation we're playing. So I think Pulisic should have started today instead of Werner and then just played Werner against United. But that's for another day. That's another debate we can have. But yeah, in terms of rating, 6.5 I think would probably be fair.
Okay, so Sadiq, what are you saying?
think both of you are a bit harsh on him. Personally.
Ooh, I'm going to go even harsher than Pies, I'm telling you.
I'm going to support the guy. I get what Laurenz is saying definitely on Werner, but I felt the same with Giroud. I felt Giroud was quiet most of the game as well. So I don't think... I would say it's a bit of lack of service, I would say, because obviously the defense and midfield tried so hard to win the ball back, which they did. But it's that final ball that's not picking them out. Like, some of the comments did say him making runs. Okay, some of them might not be visible or try to get him like perfectly in, but there were a few there where he could have got played through, in my opinion. And I think it took until about 20-25 minutes until we realized the right side is the side that we need to get into with Hudson-Odoi and Lamar, where Mason Mount and himself were playing 1-2s and getting into the box and trying to cross it in. And Timo Werner did actually get into the box that time, and he should have scored. I'm not going to lie, he should have scored with a toe poke. I think he just mishit it, or I don't know. I didn't watch it properly, but he just skinned it, if you know what I mean. So I felt like there was lack of service before that, but I felt like he had to come deep so many times because he wasn't getting the ball. And before the goal, what did Giroud really do? There was a few link-up plays with Kovacic and that, but
he was holding the
there
ball
was really
up,
nothing else.
He was holding the ball up well.
Yeah, link-up play was always there. I'm not disregarding that whatsoever, but it's just, I don't really... If we're going to talk about Vernon that way, I think Giroud was probably worse.
Giroud's old though, bro. Don't you think? Like, we can't really expect too much from him now. In terms of all,
no, but we'd even play towards him. We'd even ping the ball. We didn't do nothing like that. That target man that we've been asked for, like Diego Costa, Giroud, to hold up the play and stuff. We didn't really ping the ball there, if you know what I mean.
It's I get what you're saying with the Werner one. Now, first of all, my argument is if he even got all of those balls over the top. Okay, if he got all of them, yeah, he would score a few. But if he got 2 over the top balls and people would see his runs more, would you trust him to score it? I wouldn't.
But the thing is, you want to see the midfield create those passes, because we're criticizing them for not creating those chances in the final third. We're talking about Mount not giving those balls, and I saw Mount last game and this game should have given one ball to Werner at least. At least definitely should have gave it to him, and he didn't. But it's not just Mount,
I do think Mount plays on the right. I think saying Mount should play more balls to Werner is a bit harsh. But yeah, go on. Sorry to interrupt again.
PYS talking about Pulisic starting. I don't even agree with that. Like, literally, Project Restart last season is the form that I want to see Pulisic, if you know what I mean. Now he's not the same guy. And he wasn't injured recently. He was playing 4 or 5 games in a row, and he just wasn't on form. So it's a bit tight. Like, should Pulisic really have started instead of Werner?
I don't know. Obviously, we don't know the fitness situation, whether Pulisic was fit to play a full game. Obviously, after he had the tight calf a couple of days ago, right? Big up, Father, by the way, for the donation. Love that from you, bro. Love that. I don't know. I still think the Werner one, he should have done better for the toe poke. I agree.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
But that only supports my case, in my opinion. And you're not wrong in terms of that he, had to drop deep a lot. And that's also in terms of criticism of Tuchel. It's not like that's a bloody surprise against Atletico Madrid. They defended in a 6-3-1 at times. Obviously, he's going to have to drop deep. Like, he has to. Like, if he doesn't, that would make his performance even worse, arguably, because if he doesn't drop deep, then he's not doing his job almost. And another donation here by Zion. Massively appreciate that. Massive W. Now focus on United. Yeah, let's hope we can get that dub as well. I would give Werner a 5. What would you give him, Sadiq?
Look, I think being harsh would be under 7 for sure. I think everyone should. I think everyone should get at least 6.5 and above.
Then
everyone should get 6.5 and
above. Because we gave Callum an 8.
Yeah, so I'll give Werner at least 6.5, bro. Like, come on.
Okay, 6.5. Yeah, maybe I can.
Everyone was good. Everyone was good, man.
Saying, Alonso's got a 7. There's no way Alonso was better than Werner. No way.
That's what I'm saying. My realistic one was 7+, definitely. But the way you lot were going on was like, he was that bad.
Unless you take Alonso down, then I don't know. I think Alonso's way too high. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Alonso's ball, man. Alonso's ball to Mason Mount. He should be hitting that on target. What did you not
No,
give Mount again? 8.
Okay,
Look,
I was number 6.
Mount should go back to 7, missing those chances.
No. He wasted one chance. Calm down. He was still brilliant. Otherwise, he would have just had a 9. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, Werner.
You know
I feel
what?
like he's still done okay.
I'll be nice. A bit harsh on Alonso.
We won, bro. We won away from home against Atletico. Come on, man.
I know, but still, other than the goal, we didn't actually have a single proper chance.
They did have a shot on target.
No, they didn't. That's why our defenders have really high ratings. But our attackers can't be that high rated because we didn't create nothing either. I know they have one of the best defensive teams in the world, but we still have to consider that. And I will get to Giroud in a second as well. I gave them both a 6.5 now. I gave them both.
Just one more thing. The last couple games we've been struggling a lot, but don't you feel like the attackers played a lot better tonight than previous games?
I think it's difficult to compare, probably in terms of it's such a different opponent and they're so much better defensively than, say, a Southampton, where we should have just done better because they're not actually that good defensively. But Atletico are actually really good, and we probably created a similar amount of chances in the end. So you could say they played better for sure. But Pys, what do you make of that one before we get to Giroud?
Well, in terms of the attackers playing better, to be honest, not really. I mean, we had like all of the ball. I don't know. There wasn't any like real standout performances. It was just, it was just comfortable. No one really done anything stand out apart from obviously.
Pys, no, Pys. Look, man, look, I love you, man, but you're too negative, fam. Like the first half, I didn't like.
The game was dead.
The
bro.
first half, you was against Chelsea as well, and I felt Chelsea didn't even do that badly.
When I say we played well, we dominated the game, but there wasn't like any oh my god moments like this guy just did this guy just did that. He just took on 3-4 players. Like it was just comfortable. Like
it was an all team round game, though. Like before the game, I'm sure 99% of people were worried that Atletico will destroy us.
I don't know though, because me personally, I knew we was going to have.
Yeah, I didn't either. But the people that I spoke to on streams and stuff, they were saying Suarez gonna do this, Suarez gonna do that. This guy has 0 goals in Champions League campaign. Like he's not doing anything, if you know what I mean. So look, PYS, I love you, man. I just felt a bit too harsh with Chelsea, man.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. Let me get to Giroud here, because Giroud would get nothing more than a 6 without the goal. But the goal was so good that I'm giving him a 9.
10, 11.
I know that sounds ridiculous, but he was, for the first 20 minutes, the guy touched the ball 3 times, gave the ball away every time. Every one of those 3 times, the first 20 minutes, he gave the ball away. Then he got better. Link-up play got better. He linked up with Pulisic, with Mount. He linked up with Kovacic. He got better. He had that diving header, which was a good header, even though he got blocked. It was actually a really good header. So he got better. The goal is a ridiculously lucky goal. The fact that Hermoso kicks that straight in the air, lucky. We didn't create that. It just fell to him. But to pull that overhead kickoff is ridiculous. And that's why I'm saying 6 overall, and that goal itself just pushes up to a 9, and I'm saying 9. That's my thoughts. I'll let you go first, Sadiq, now, but that's me. 6 plus the goal is an extra 3.
I just think everyone in front of the midfield deserves at least 6.5. So Giroud, I agree, didn't really do anything. Like I felt like he had a very same game as Werner. So if you give him Werner 6.5, I think overall he's probably going to be 6.5, except for the goal, which pushes it up, of course, to that 8 or 9, the winning goal that we really needed. PYS, what do you think, man?
In terms of Giroud's overall game, I mean, I said to Laurenz, like, Giroud will often go like periods of the game, like 70, 80 minutes without really doing much, and then he'll get that amazing goal, that clutch goal. He's done that so many times for us. But like I said to you before, I think his link-up play was really good, and we tried to put crosses in the box of him. But the problem is, Atletico had three literal centre-backs and defenders on him. So, I just feel like we expect too much from Giroud. Like, obviously, he can score amazing goals, clutch goals, but in terms of a 90-minute performance, like, the guy's old. He's not, you can't expect massive things from him anymore. Like, it's just unrealistic. He's just doing his job. Like, he does a job and that's it. You know what I mean? It's not like you just can't expect masses from him, like an amazing performance constantly. So I just think people are harsh on Giroud.
I
Did
get
you
what you're
guys
saying.
want Havertz to play instead of Giroud?
No, let me just say that I get what Pice is saying, but also we can't give him ratings in terms of adjusting it to him. We have to compare him to an overall football game and not say, because he's actually not that good, when he does good, we give him a higher rating. In my opinion, it don't work like that. And I'm expecting probably too little from Giroud because I expect him to never do anything when he plays, to be honest. But then he always comes up with these crazy goals, and hey, I'll take it. I'll bloody take it. But do you know what I mean?
He's just a big game player, I guess, isn't it? That's all it is. He just needs that one chance.
Yeah, that is true. But Sadiq, what would you rate him then overall? With the goal, you said 8 to 9, didn't you?
With the goal 8 or 9, but I think his overall performance was like 6.5, man. I didn't really think he done anything. I feel he had the same game as Werner. He just got the goal instead. That's all. I think if Werner scored, everyone would be giving him a 9. If you know what I mean. So, 6.5.
Okay, and then up to 8 to 9, right?
Yeah, for the goal. Yeah, definitely.
And Price, what would you say in terms of overall rating, including the goal?
Well, I mean, we've got Mount at 8, and Giroud did get the official man of the match. So, I mean, we can't put him lower than Mount, just because of that goal. Like, he won us the game. So, I mean, what do you want to do? 8.5, 9? Like, he's got to be really up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the goal was so ridiculously good. I think we have to just respect that. I mean, like that was not quite, obviously not as far, but in terms of the age, the goal went up like a bloody rocket. The man just lifted off the ground as if he had some hover boots or some shit. Like, it's crazy. The guy's a huge man. The guy weighs a lot, and he just jumps up like that. Does an overhead kick like crazy. The technique, beautiful. Like, I'm a sucker for shit like that. Honestly, like, I love it. I love it. So let's go with a 9, and then let's go to the subs, which, of course, I guess first we should probably name Kante, who I think did a good job when he came on. I think did a good job. I would probably give him the same rating as the other midfielders. Give him a solid 7.
Kante was good, to be fair. He won a lot of the balls back. He kept busy. He really helped us towards, the late game with his energy and stuff. So, yeah, I was quite happy with Kante. Definitely. 7, probably.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. He was everywhere when he came on. He was winning back. That's what we want to see. A guy closing off the game for us, making sure we protect our lead. And he done a good job.
Exactly. But will we agree on a 7, or would we rate him
7.
higher than the other two? Yeah, 7. I think that's good. Very good. And then Hakim Ziyech, for me today, as much as not everything came off he tried, today, for the first time in a little while, he looked like he was proper trying. The man was getting into tackles, he was working his socks off, was trying to play good balls. In some moments, risky balls. Once Werner proper screwed up the counter-attack when Ziyech tried to find him with a header when we cleared, I think, a set piece or a cross or whatever it was. Frustrating. I was happy with him today. Would I say an 8? No. But I would be happy to give him like a 7 as well, probably. Like I was quite happy with Ziyech. Pies, let me go with you first for that one.
To be fair, like, you made a good point. Like, he definitely looks like more like his old self. Like, at Ajax, he was known for really high pressing, really high intensity pressing. We haven't really seen that from him the last few weeks, but today he came on with like a point to prove. I felt, I was just like, instantly when he came on, I thought, damn, this guy's really pressing today. Like, he's on it. Like, and I think obviously with what happened to Hudson-Odoi, that's kind of probably made an effect on the substitutes coming on. Like, Tuchel demands from you, you have to come on, you have to press. You have to try. Like, honestly, if you're not in the game, you're gonna get subbed off again. Like, it's happened. And Tuchel said that he spoke in front of the whole group, and he spoke to Hudson-Odoi. Like, he addressed the whole group and addressed Hudson-Odoi in front of them. So it was like kind of like a statement. So yeah, I was very happy with Ziyech today. So yeah, I think probably a 7 because obviously we gave Kante a 7. So I think it'd probably be fair to give him that.
Yeah, I agree. And for Reece James, to be honest, as much as we're rattling through it a little bit now, Reece James, I would always say the same. He came on, did a good job. Obviously, not so much attacking threat as Callum Hudson-Odoi had, but also he only came on in like the 70-something minute, right? So, or 80th minute, actually. So you can't really expect too much. But I was happy with him as well. Showed some physicality in the end and was just, did a good job in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I think all the subs that came on just done a very good job to seal off the game.
But yeah, I'd agree. Pies, you as well. Give him a 7 too.
I think all the subs should be 7, to be fair. Like, honestly, I don't think there's a sub that gets higher, and I don't think there's a sub that gets lower. Like, they were all as good as each other. I think they all made a good impact. They all showed really good energy. They all pressed the ball. So I think, for what they did, their job coming on, I think they all deserve all-round sevens, unless you guys disagree.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. So let me just hit the Reece James 7 here as well. And then would you say the same for Kai Havertz? Obviously, they were really on only for... Obviously, there was 6 minutes of injury time, and they came on in the 87th minute, so they didn't even have a full 10 minutes. But I still think both him and Pulisic actually did well when they came on. Pulisic looked very aggressive, very energetic, and Kai, when he held the ball really well. Silky passes when he got attacked, didn't lose them. I think they both did very well, and I would be, like one of you said it, give all of them a 7.
Yeah, definitely. All of them 7. Everyone showed energy coming on and wanted to win the game.
There you go. And before we get to the Tuchel rating, I would love for you, Sadiq, to just, obviously you see it at the bottom. If you have any significant changes, especially for the guys that we obviously spoke about before you hopped on, whether it's Mendy or the back 3 and the midfield 2, would you have any changes to make with that, or would you be okay with it?
Let it load one more time. Sorry.
It's coming now. Yeah.
PYS, you sure? Yeah, Kovacic and Jorginho 7, Mount 8.
Allow it, man. I'm trying to be nice.
I have to make sure, bro.
No. Honestly, any other game, Kovacic gets... Yeah, honestly, don't start me on Kovacic, man. You're going to set me on the propaganda train, mate.
No, but on a serious level, I was a bit critical about Jovic. I don't know if Laurenz remember, when I came in the stream last, I said I need to see against a big team, and they have done well, so I was a bit surprised with the 7s, man, personally.
Yeah, obviously you didn't hear how he explained it to me. It was like Jorginho, in terms of controlling the game, did really good, but he tried a lot of forward passes today and overhit pretty much all of them, and it was really frustrating. But I also gave him credit for the fact that he tried those passes a lot more today than he usually does, which I was actually happy with. But he still didn't... when you try so many of those and you are as good of a passer as I believe him to be and I rate him to be, and you don't pull hardly any of them off, I don't think I can rate you that highly. While Kovacic, again, like Jorginho, controlled it well. They controlled it together. Arguably, Kovacic was a bit worse in terms of controlling than Jorginho, losing it a couple more times in dangerous positions, but then also gave us a bit more in attacking in terms of dribbled his way through a couple of moments and just gave us some... when we had a little spark in terms of all right, now something happened, it started usually from Kovacic, hence why, for me, they both leveled out at 7. Hey,
don't you feel the pivot was one of the most important factors in us winning tonight? Even though obviously we need goals to score, but just them in front of defense, I felt PYS, we need Kovacic propaganda, bro. I'm sorry, I can't accept it.
You know what? Now that you say it like that, the pivot was arguably more important to keeping a clean sheet today than the back forwards.
I was very critical. I was worried against a big team will punish us playing this. No Kante. We have to remember.
I pushed them both up to 7.5. I think that's not too harsh, to be honest. And about the back 3, are you happy with all of those? Just to explain it, I thought Christensen didn't put foot wrong. Aspie played really well, but not quite as good as AC. And Rudiger had the one mess up with Alonso together. They gave Atletico a chance, and that just lowered him beneath the others.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Very good. I did, by the way, Dammy was in the chat earlier saying, send him the link. I sent him the link half an hour ago on Twitter already. He didn't see it. Then I sent it on WhatsApp, and now he seems to have gone to bed or something. So I do apologize for Dammy not coming on. There was a bit of miscommunication. That's where he is, Raheem. He must have not seen the message. I do apologize. We planned to have him on, but it seemingly didn't quite happen. I can text him again, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll see it at this point. But yeah, now that we obviously rated all of the players, I think it's time that we talk about Thomas Tuchel, because when I saw the lineup, I was somewhat critical. And in a way, even though Giroud scored the decisive goal, I was kind of not wrong in the sense of, against their back 3, he's not going to win headers anyway. I was of the opinion, whether you play Giroud up top, Tammy up top, if you put Kante up top, it wouldn't matter. None of them would score a heading goal because they're up against the back 3 of Atletico Madrid and they're all brilliant. And it's not just going to be as simple as lobbing across and score. And I didn't think it doesn't matter who plays up top, they won't score a header like that. And I was right in that sense. And then Giroud has obviously less mobility than other players. Personally, I would have loved Mount as kind of like a bit like against Spurs as a false 9-10 mix, and then have Werner and maybe Callum or Pulisic around him. Obviously, or Havertz if he was fit, but I presume Havertz wasn't fit to start. That's what I would have loved to see. But I think what Tuchel did in the end, it was like, I don't think any of these guys, if I do that with Mason, if I do that with Kai, any of them will make that proper click for us to like score loads and out of nowhere solve all our issues. And I think he just went, all right, who's most likely to get me that one big goal in that one moment? And I think he was like, that's probably going to be Giroud. So I'm going to put him up there, even though I know he's probably not going to play that well. But if he gets that one moment, he's going to score it. I think that was probably Tuchel's thinking, and it worked out perfectly.
He said, didn't he? He said in the interview, like before the game, he said Giroud is in the last 20 meters, like that's his like bread and butter, like that's where he thrives in front of goals. So I think he was hoping, obviously, if a chance fell to him, then he was going to be the most likely to score, as you said. So I think you're right in saying that was his thinking. And I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, who would you rather a chance fall to? Mount at false 9, Abraham up top, Werner up top, or Giroud? It's going to be Giroud out of all of them. He's the best finisher. So for me, he got it right.
I mean, we know my opinion on that one. I actually think Tammy's the best finisher, but in terms of overhead kicks, obviously Giroud is.
Really, bro? That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never see Tammy miss a chance. He might mess up the touch and not get to the chance, but once he has the chance, Tammy don't miss, in my opinion. But Sadiq, what did you make of Tuchel overall? What did you make of the lineup initially, and then we'll get to the final rating.
Yeah, I expected the lineup. Maybe some people would have preferred Chilwell over Alonso, maybe. But the question I was going to ask you guys, did you not expect Havertz as a false 9 tonight? And then Giroud coming on?
Nah, I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I hoped for it, but I just didn't know how fit he was, so I couldn't really expect it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only one that I would have probably changed and then brought on Giroud. But obviously, Giroud has scored a winner, so correct move from Tuchel. And I think he got it spot on tactically.
Fair enough. And I think you can't really dispute it. Obviously, it would have been lovely if we even won 2 or 3-0. And in terms of the domination we had of the game, we probably could have done that if we were in a bit more attacking form, shall we say. Obviously, our form overall is good, but in terms of goal scoring, it actually isn't. And also, Tuchel hasn't had a lot of time. Our forwards aren't really all in the best of form. None of them really. Mason Mount, yes, but not in goal scoring form. So I think what he did in the end worked out perfectly. You got that 1-0 away win against one of the toughest sides to face in the world, even if it wasn't maybe their best day, and they had in Carrasco and Jimenez and even Herrera a lot of important players missing, and obviously Trippier is banned at the moment. But still, we took advantage of it. We got that win, and hey, if we defend anything like we did today, just keep that clean sheet and we're through. I know it sounds simpler than it is, but it's still big. And what is also big is that the fact Mr. The Grand Dam has just joined the chat. He hasn't turned his camera on yet, so I won't just yet add him to the stream. But the man has joined. There he is. My brother.
One sec. I can't hear you, man. One sec. I need to get the audio in the cut and all that. Let me give me my. Listen, let me talk to you people real quick, yeah. I don't know how you might not clock how gas I am in it. Wait, give me 1 second. My mic and everything is messing up. 1 sec.
That's fine. You know what, Dammy? Before we'll get you on and you'll talk all of your opinions, all of the ratings. I just let me go to Pi first. What would you rate Tuchel today?
I think it's got to be a 9, man. I think he got everything right. Maybe even a 10 because it was like the complete performance. I mean, we dominated the game. The subs were beautiful as well. And obviously we got the win. We didn't concede. So like 9 or 10 for me. It was the complete performance.
Fair. Sadiq, what about you?
Yeah, 9 out of 10 for sure. A lot of people doubting Chelsea before the game. A lot of people saying we'll get destroyed 2-1, 3-1, whatever it was. La Liga leaders, Suarez top scorer in the league. All the negative stuff that you want to hear before a game. And then Chelsea as underdogs that I saw tactically have won it. So we could probably call it a Thomas Tuchel masterclass if we really wanted to, because the form that we're currently in, we haven't been good enough in front of goal, and he does need to change. By the way, the strikers do need to start scoring in the next couple games, especially in the big games coming up. I think this is the time where we need to start showing that. So Timo Werner needs to start scoring goals as well. I know he's getting better in his game, but he does need to start scoring goals, and same with our wingers. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for Tuchel. But yeah, I just want Chelsea fans to stop doubting the team when it comes to Europe.
And hey, to be fair, I do also understand. I agree, by the way, with the 9. I think we would have had to score more than 1 for him to actually get a 10. But so I agree with the 9. I'll put it down as a 9. There you go, bro. Let me just finish that one thing. In terms of not trusting Chelsea in Europe, we haven't made it past the round of 16 since 2014. So there is some sort of, it is a little bit understandable that we don't trust us. But enough of that. We agreed on every rating, and now Dami's going to come in the building and tell us we're all wrong. Dami, bro, how are you?
Oh, listen. Oh, I am so gassed. You might can't even begin to imagine, fam. I told thousands of people who were going to beat these brothers 1-0 for the past Rasclot week, fam. How we're out there doing the most in Budapest and whatnot. You might thought we came here on the Mickey Mouse thing, fam. Do you see Atletico Madrid? These brothers came into the shop like Donald Trump was in charge, fam. Wall settings. These brothers came into the cup with the Great Wall of China. And do you know what Giroud did? He showed them that the French are in the building. You understand? Who, Thierry, who? Who is that, fam? Henry Hoover settings, bro. We're not on the same level, fam. You get me? Chelsea Football Club is in the cup, fam. Chelsea Football Club are in business. And when the Grand Dam, when I come with the oil, listen. I mean, listen, fam, because I don't miss on Champions League settings. I told you people Champions League and Premier League are 2 different things, but you've got Tuchel in the cup. First 8 games and that 2 goals conceded. And true say was Rudiger that gave one of them away. But fam, oh my God, fam. My smile is on cape, is unhinged. You understand? Unhinged, straight up, fam. What are we saying? What are we actually saying? Champions League night and that.
When I talk to Dami, you know, the man's always got energy. But I can just see when the energy is proper there and when he's like forcing it out of him. And my man's energy is proper there. My man's energy is proper there, and I love it.
It's 12 p.m. 12 a.m. I've got work in the morning. I don't give a damn, fam. We are here. You understand? Full-blown force and whatnot. What are we saying, fam? PYS, what are we saying? Sadiq, what are we saying? What are we all saying, fam?
No, all good, man. All good, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if you're happy that Dami is here, smash the like button, subscribe. Check out both of these guys in the description. Their links are both in the description, both to of course Sadiq and to Dami. Subscribe to both of their channels. Check out Pys on Twitter. But Dami, you can see our ratings at the bottom. If you think we were outrageous on some of them, let me know now.
I will see them. We'll keep it moving. Mendy 6, brother at the start of the game, I felt like slapping his head, fam. Hey man, how dare you do that in Champions League settings? What's wrong with you? Man, thought this was Johan Cruyff, you know. What's wrong if I catch you in these streets? The best believe you when you come back. He's lucky we didn't do nothing stupid, fam. If not, I would have readjusted his gloves, fam. Man was out there giving me heart attacks and whatnot. My Apple Watch was beeping like a madness, fam, because my heart rate picked up. Let me not even chat about them, but yeah, 6 is good in it. You understand? I take 6. Aspilicueta 8.5. 8.5. Tracy, I would have liked to see him do a bit more, you know. I would have liked to see him do a bit more. 8.5 is quite a high score to give Aspi. I probably step it down by 1.5, Tracy. I can't lie to you. I probably step it down a little bit. I can't even lie to you. At the end of the day, like for me personally, Aspilicueta on a big Champions League night like this, because I'll get to the youth players. On the Champions League night like this, I'd expect Aspi to come out and do stuff on top. You understand? We saw Aspi against Bayern and all these other Champions League phases, and he didn't really do too well. So not going to get to him. AC9.
Let me ask you that. As a right centre back, what more do you do other than keep a clean sheet?
Nah, not more than. See, the thing is, like, I'm just saying, like, the thing is, clean sheet is top tier in it, but I just feel like his performance isn't 8.5. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like you said, it was a clean sheet. You understand? It was a clean sheet. True say, we didn't concede against Atletico. They had some very iffy moments where we could have been better organized and whatnot at the back. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a clean sheet, and I can't really complain about it too much. But 8.5, I don't know. 8.5, he didn't do an 8.5 for me at the back. You know where I'm coming from?
I think you're going to have a couple of disagreements then, but hey, I'm up for it. I'm excited for it. Sadiq just told me that he needs to head off. The man's got work at 6 a.m. in the morning. So, bro, thank you for coming on. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now, check out Sadiq in the description. Worldwide Chels, of course, subscribe to him. Just click his @. And, bro, thank you for coming on. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. Dammy, I wish I was like you, waking up whenever, man, but I need to dip.
No, truthfully, I've actually got to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. 6 a.m. tomorrow.
6 as well.
People don't clock here. When they see me on YouTube, they're saying, "Oh, it's an energy thing, bro." This is how I am, fam. Man is gonna wake up like this tomorrow, still, fam. You get me? 6 a.m. settings, fam. Work and whatnot, going to the gym and exercising and everything. I am here, fam. And today's your birthday. I will sing for you when Sadiq leaves. No worries, fam.
You got to shout me as well, man. You got to shout me soon. I need to collab with you lot. But love you lot.
See you later, fam.
Okay, bro. Talk to you soon. All right. Bring it hard then, Demi. Bring it hard. I will leave the ratings as is for now. But
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Emil. Happy birthday to you. I should set up OnlyFans for singing, fam. You know them way there.
Oh,
but
bro,
big up
should.
to Middleton as well. Have a good day, bro. Have a good day. PYS, why are you silent, fam? What's happening? Bros is not saying nothing, cuz. What are you doing?
I'm just taking in your energy, man. Just
man is taking it in here now. What are we saying, boss? How you doing, man? G? Are you not gassed, fam?
I'm gassed. Trust me.
One thing I can promise you is that Hazard in your. I'm sure Hazard is smiling right now, fam. Let me say it like that. You know them way there, fam. Rascal, fam. I'm happy, fam. Chat to me, bro.
I'm good, bro. I'm excited. I'm glad we won. I'm surprised we won, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
All right, big up to PYS, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Big up. But yeah, man, these ratings, AC9. Once again, I feel like I think we should just bring all the defenders down by 1 or 1.5 in. That's what I think.
Nah, AC was on a madness, mate.
Nah, that's what I was going to say. The AC was on the madness today. True say, people were trying to drag me and say, that did he not perform at the top of the thing against Atletico? True say, he was excellent today. You know what I'm saying? Held it down with Rudiger against Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez was out there trying to do some fraud thing. Big up. And look, fam, people don't. I used to sing, fam. People think I'm on a joke thing. I don't play. I used to sing. I used to rap, fam. I'm going to bust out some of those moves left, right, and center moving forward. But don't worry, man. Happy birthday. Yeah. Have a good day. I hope you have a very good day tomorrow, whatever day it is. But truth say, at the end of the day, for me personally, yeah, I think at AC, I don't feel the ratings are a bit too high, but I do agree that the performances were good. You understand? I'm not saying that performances were bad at all. I don't feel that one rating too high, but nah, I'd back AC. I'd back Rudiger. Rudiger was quite good today. True say, let's get to the midfield. I don't know what order you guys have done it in, but true say, Jorginho today at the start, fam. Brothers passes in the first half. I couldn't understand it. My thing with these elder players is, and we'll get to. I don't know what did you guys give Callum and Mason? What did you guys give Callum and Mason? Chill 8. That's generous. Alonso 6.5. Really? Mount 8. That's an interesting thing,
Let me explain actually, because we had them at a 7. Me and Pice had them at a 7. And then Sadiq came on and was like, yeah, but the pivot was the most important thing in keeping control of the game. So we need to raise Jorginho and Kovacic. So we actually had them at 7s, but man came in and told us now we need to raise them. And let me explain the Jorginho thing. I fully agree. Some of his passes were crazy, like wayward passes. Man played passes everywhere, just except to his teammate. But I also think in terms of controlling the play and making sure we don't get hit on the break and make it when he got that yellow, he had to take that yellow. I think he did a good job. So for me, it was like in terms of the control of the game, he gave me a 9. In terms of passing and attacking play, he gave me a 5. That gave me an overall 7. And then Sadiq came in and told me I had to push it to a 7.5. And Kovacic was at a 7 as well. But bro, tell me, would you give him a 7 or even lower than that then? Jorginho. Him and Kovacic.
If I give Jorginho a 7, I might get dragged, but it's calm. Let's give it to him, fam. You know them way there. I think I'll give it to him because true say first half we messed up. And like my thing is, yeah, if we think about it, because the thing is, I'm even surprised you gave Callum and Mason such high scores. I thought you would have given them lower, but I'd back that. In fact, Callum was a bit hidden, you understand, during the game. And Mason, I feel like he was also a bit hidden. But one thing I was going to say is, if you deep it, this is their first big proper Champions League game. You know where I'm coming from? The last one against Bayern Munich, we don't speak about that. You understand? We do not speak about it in any way, shape, or form. going to make a dodgy reference to one of those world events, but I'm not going to do that before this stream gets demonetized and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like true save for me, the elders, that's what I was talking about. Aspi, I was talking about Rudiger, I was talking about Jorginho, Kovacic, Giroud. They need to turn up on these games because true say they're elders. You know, I'm coming from, we're expecting them to turn up in the performance like this. So for me, Jorginho, Kovacic, I'll give them 7s. You understand? Alonso, I cannot agree with you, man. You know what I'm saying? I cannot agree with Alonso. One of them wanting it. So it's one of them.
High or too low?
Alonso is too low because Alonso. What?
Nah,
true
no,
say,
what?
no.
You're trolling,
No.
bro.
No, I'm
Alonso
not having
is
it.
trash.
I'm not having that. I'm not even having that straight up. Alonso bullied Correa to the other side of the pitch, fam, because he could not deal with Alonso on that left-hand side. Alonso had Correa on lock on the left wing. Alonso was out there doing things that Tuchel would not have done. See, people know I have a massive agenda against Alonso. He's in clown settings on my tier list. He's still there and he will continue to remain there. And I will never, ever rate him as a consistent footballer. But one thing I will do is today, I will have to give him his credit where credit is due, straight up. Because for me, today, what he did on that left-hand side with what he did with Correa, he was... You know, Correa swapped wings in the second half because he couldn't do it with Alonso no more. That's how good Alonso was on that side. Alonso was making the tackles that needed to be made to slow down the opposition play. He was doing also... I'm not saying that overall he was spectacular, but I think 6.5 is a bit weak, to be fair, considering those amount performances.
All right, Pys, hit back. Why do you disagree? Go on.
I just said I think Correa was bored, so he just switched sides.
I mean, he was definitely poor. He was poor, but straight up as well.
Bored. I said
Alonso, pardon?
Bored, like as in bored, like you know what I mean?
Bored. I can't be.
He was bored, bro. The
thing is, like for me, like I mean, bro, you know me, innit? Two of you know me well, innit? You might know I don't rate Alonso. I don't. I never have. I have so many tweets slandering this brother, and I will continue to have them, fam, because I do not rate him. I honestly don't. But true say today, I think today this brother actually came out there and done a good thing. Do you know where I'm coming from? I think he played the part today. Definitely need to give him a few plaudits. On it, that's my opinion. Because for me, what he did, like I said, you might say he might have been bored, but Correa couldn't do nothing on that side. Alonso was stopping him, tackling him, and getting past and whatnot. He was not allowing him to move around. That's why he swapped wings. On the counter, Alonso, as much as he's slow and had some stupid brain fart moments during the game, I felt overall, I think he was at least a 7. At least a 7. And that's just me coming into the shop trying to add 0.5 because I don't think I can push it higher than that, true say, because you man are looking at me like you want to cut off my head. I can't even see Pius' face, but I can tell he wants to cut off my head, fam. Man is looking at me like, what's this donkey saying on this stream, fam? But fam, I'm going to back my thing with Marcos Alonso because, like I said, if for someone like that has an agenda against this brother to see what I'm saying, I mean, I think he carries a bit of weight in it.
You do make a point that the side didn't really attack us much, but there was still more happening down that flank than on the other flank. And yes, he did good in that sense, but 1, Kovacic helped him out. 2, Rudiger helped him out. And Rudiger and Alonso both had their brain fart moments for Atletico's biggest chance of the game.
That's standard. That's standard. Alonso and Rudiger having brain farts in the game is standard, isn't it?
You know that's true, but I'm like, for me, like I definitely have the agenda at least as much as you, maybe even more, considering I gave him a low rating. Hey, did we have him at a 7 initially? Didn't we, Pies? I think we did. And then because them man said Werner wasn't worse than Alonso, but I wanted to give Werner a 5, so I had to put Alonso down. We actually had Alonso at a 7, but because them man said Werner wasn't worse, I had to put Alonso down. So I can accept the 7. But not gassing him up as much as you did.
I'm not gassing him. You can't catch me gassing Alonso in these streets.
No. I had some gassing. He
was gassing mad. He's gassing mad.
Kind of see, I mean, with you, man, the agendas wouldn't die for Alonso straight up. I can't tell, fam. But my opinion, my score prediction, you know, coming from is a group thing, so I can't just come in and change it up. But in my personal opinion, I think true say at the end of the day, Alonso was at least a 7, fam, in my books. That's how I feel.
You know what? Because we had him at a 7 initially, I'm going to give him the 7 back. But now, first, I want to get to this question by Charles, by the way, and everyone in the chat, big up. You know, if you're watching right now, subscribe to Dammy, check out Pies on Twitter, smash the like button. We want that. How many likes are we on, actually? Let me go check. And if you want to make sure that I see your message or whatever, just use the super chat function. Of course, you don't have to, but otherwise, I can't guarantee that I see it because there's a lot of people. But this question by Charles here saying, do you think that Spanish football is on the decline? Barca and Real Madrid would have dominated a few years ago, but they're falling now. Now Atletico Madrid are the best team in the league, and we beat them. Well, but Spanish football always going ups and downs, and obviously the global situation definitely hit them probably a bit harder than a lot of other countries. Also in financial terms, and I'm sure they would have liked, especially Madrid and Barca, would have liked to invest more and different last summer. And obviously they're both, Madrid will be back, and Madrid will be a danger in the Champions League come the end of the season, trust me. Barcelona are different. Did you forget the mess that they were in the summer? Don't forget about that. And hey, we beat them today, but let's not get overhyped and let's not get overconfident about this tie. We still have a second tie to play it. And we had a good result against Barcelona last time out in that round of 16. And that second leg didn't go well. Of course, then we're not going away. We're going to the bridge. And it's a different opponent. I get that. But let's not pretend like we're already battered, Atletico out of the competition. There's still a second leg to come here.
100.
Exactly. But let's continue with the ratings. Obviously, you would say Hudson-Odoi. I'm not having it. I'm not taking Hudson-Odoi any lower than 8. I'm sticking on that. He did so much more than Alonso did in terms of attacking output. Yes, no one got on the end of it, but that ain't his fault. And the link-up play between him and Mason, I thought was good. And the amount of nutmegs and little silky moves that Mason pulled off, even though he should have done better with the chance in the first half, I'm not taking him down a rating either. But hey, maybe you make a fair point that I will take them down, but please make your case, bro.
With regards to who?
Callum and Mason, who you seem to say we rated a bit too highly.
No, you know what, Trucy, let me not even say that too much, because the thing is, I'm at that one. At the end of the day, and man said, thanks for the song. Big up, my G. Have a good day, fam. You understand? Have a good, jolly day. Thing is, with Matt and Mason, I don't feel like they were a bit silent in the sense that I was expecting that. I'm saying Champions League settings and whatnot, big stage up against Atletico Madrid. People that were talking about Callum that was not going to play, fam. Here you go. People were trying to tell me about our media and all the... See, like I said to people, the media was never going to make it easy for the man that replaced Frank Lampard. It was never going to happen. Not on those terms. They were going to try and drag out anything they could. Tuchel is not daft. Tuchel came in and is honest in the pressers. And the thing with these brothers is, Tuchel is not a Conte, fam. Conte is out there trying to do all the propaganda and whatnot on the team. Tuchel will tell you how he's feeling. Honest, fam. He's like a Sarri in the sense that he will tell you how things are unfolding and he will be straight up honest about it. And his English is good enough where you can't twist his words. So I knew that was just a one-time thing. So with regards to all that, but now, you know what? Let me leave them at 8, fam. I'll just leave them at 8 because I don't have Trucy. I don't really have too many like solid things to say with regards to that. I just feel like maybe there was not, I don't think they were 8s. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the team was that outstanding overall in the general sense. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think I take everybody's rating down by 1 before I do something like that. You know, I'm coming from, but yeah, I definitely hear you, Nick.
I do see what you're saying with that maybe on average we could. I do still back it for the defenders because the fact that Atletico didn't have a shot on target, the fact like that is big. As much as they sat deep and played a 6-3-1 for half the game, still they're a good team. And just because we made them look not good doesn't mean they're not a good team. And in my opinion, that gives part of the ratings for Jorginho and Kovacic was also that. Yes, I know they could have done better going forward. And the whole team could have done better going forward. And I said this at the start. We weren't that good going forward. We didn't really create a single proper chance. I mean, and the goal we scored came out of nothing. And it was a ridiculous solo situation and effort by Giroud. Other than maybe the Werner poke where he could have done a bit more with it, we didn't have nothing. Realistically, right? So I agree with what you're saying, but that's why Callum was a wing back, and Mason is the most defensive of that front three. Hence why those still get the highest ratings because other than Mason messing up the final chance that Alonso I think set him up for, was it Werner? I can't remember. They still did their thing, and Giroud for me had a 6, but the goal was so good I gave him a +3 and gave him a 9 overall. And Werner, like I said, I would have even given Werner a 5.5, but. Hit me about Werner. What would you think about that one? I went harsh. I went and said, I'm feeling at this point Werner is becoming a waste of space. But hey, what are you saying about Timo then?
Trucy, thing is, yeah, Werner could have done more in it. I thought he was going to pick up. He's disappointing because we thought after he scored that goal, he'd start picking up. You know what I'm saying? But man didn't really come around and do what we wanted him to do still. So it's a bit frustrating and whatnot. You know, I'm coming from Trucy. We'll get to Giroud because I think we all have to see Giroud's 9 is for that goal straight up. While judging just the goal, because we're not adding the rest of the actual performance. Because brother, literally, I was on the phone to social services to find out where Giroud was for most of the game at the start of the thing. I was missing. I was doing a watch along. Okay, I was doing a watch along, and when I called Giroud's name, bare people didn't even clock Giroud was playing. That's how missing he was. Do you understand? Literally missing. Obviously, that goal. Thing is, one moment is all it takes. That's what Bruno Fernandes has taught it to all of us. You understand? Coming in with one moment during the game, 1 or 2 moments, and then boom, your match rating goes sky high. So I'll give that. But I think 6.5. True say with Werner should have done better. You know them ones. He should have definitely done much better with that one. So I'll allow it. You know, I'm coming from I'll allow it.
And Giroud, like I said, 6 for me. Fully agree. Not even in the game at all. I said this before the game. Giroud was not the striker to play here. He was never going to win the headers against 3 centre-backs. That's ridiculous to ask of anybody. Even Drogba would have struggled with that. Prime Drogba would have struggled with winning headers against these lot. They're good defensively. You know, there's a reason why we didn't create more. Yes, because we're not brilliant at that at the moment, but also because they're really good. As much as it was a 6-3-1, they're really good at it. But I also said, I think the reason why Tuchel started him is like, hey, no matter who I start, we probably won't create crazy amounts and just tap it in.
I was going to say, thing is with Giroud, if you're starting, see, you can't start Tammy in this game. What are you doing? You know, I'm coming from. Tammy, true say, brother has been missing, fam. Let me not even address Tammy, fam. Let me allow him, because I'm not going to get involved. You understand? I'm not even going to get involved with Tammy. Yeah. True say, Werner is starting just because money is a money signing. That's what it is. That's why he started this game. You understand? Trying to build his confidence and whatnot. But I need to get more involved because the board spend hella piece and they need to see their piece in action. With regards to Giroud, I'm going with Giroud over Tammy in the Champions League because Giroud, one thing Giroud can't do for you, he might not be involved in the link-up play, he might not be involved in all those things. And that's why he keeps on playing Alonso, and that's why he's playing Giroud in this game. To score goals like that, fam. That's why he plays Giroud. Do you understand? The man knew he wasn't going to go to Atletico Madrid and try and win headers. No, fam. Like I said, they play with the Great Wall of China. And did you see there were no spaces in between no half spaces, fam. No, there were quarter spaces, 1/8 spaces that they left open, fam. Absolutely nothing in between the lines, and they were so organized, and they didn't allow people to touch the ball properly. So I'm not even too surprised with all of that, whatnot. But like, at the end of the day, I'm just looking at the whole situation. Like Giroud came in and he did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Came in and did what he had to do, and I can't really complain, innit?
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't have started either of them. I would have loved like a false 9 situation with either Havertz or Mount if Havertz wasn't fit to start.
I wanted that too. I said that in the preview that I would like to see that, but Havertz, man, I mean, like I said, it's the same thing. It was like the reason why I didn't want us to start Chilwell. Are we really going to drop them into such a game just like that? You know, I'm coming from. That's only Drogba's and Lampards and Costas can do that. You know, I'm coming from. I don't think Havertz is at that level yet. You get, I'm coming from, but I hear you for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, and then I would have just done it with Mount. Like at Spurs, we did it that way, didn't we? So I would have done that. But hey, in hindsight, it worked perfectly. So I'm not complaining. We gave all of the subs a 7. Maybe we could have given Ziyech a bit higher because I actually thought he did very, very well when he came on. But at the end of the day, we just agreed they all did good when they came on, did nothing outrageous that was match decisive. Go on.
They did what they had to do.
Exactly. And then for Tuchel in the end, we gave it a 9 because can't really ask for more. We would have had to score more to get a 10. You don't agree?
I don't agree. It's a 10.5, fam. You get me?
No. I think we would have had to score more.
Tuchel today. Obviously, I'm just on the wind-up thing, but it's true. Say Tuchel today came in back to his see. I don't think people understand the caliber of this victory. Yeah? Tuchel went into a game and did not adjust for the bigger side. When was the last time a Chelsea manager did that?
Oh yeah, true. Fair point.
I'm coming from. When was the last time a Chelsea manager went into a big game and said, "You know what? Fuck you." Massive 2 middle fingers to the opponent and play my football. That's what we did today. And I can't even complain about that. You know them ones. Cannot say nothing about that. So I'm going to keep it moving bombastically, my brother. You know them ones. I swear to God.
There you go. Hey, we've been going for an hour and a half. We had the big grand dam on. Lovely. All the time, of course. Pys, do you have any couple of words that you want to add to everything that Dami just said? I know you're not at 100%, so you know if you don't, you don't. But hey, if you have a couple more words to say, is it feeling slightly unwell?
Oh, bro, what's happened to you, man? I hope you're good. I'll speak to you after stream is come.
Yeah, I'm all good, but no, I mean I've been listening. I agree with Dami on most of the ratings. Apart from Alonso, I didn't think he was very good, but I don't know. We can discuss that later, but I think Yeah, I think most of the ratings are fair. Some of them may be a bit high, but I mean, we're trying to be generous for this game. It was a big win,
100.
so I'm just happy we won, man. Like, it's crazy. I still can't believe we won. Like, and as Dami said, like, Tuchel went and played his football in a massive stadium in an away game. So, like, it's not, he didn't sit back, he didn't alter the plan, or he didn't get scared of Atletico. If anything, they showed respect to us because they sat back more. And in the last few games, in La Liga especially, they've been playing more attacking. So they kind of went back to their old roots today. So I think they showed us a lot of respect, which is, well, that's good signs for Tuchel. I mean, it's great, yeah. They
Can I say something on that real quick as well? Them ones, like, literally, like I said, Atletico have been defending with a 4-4-2 block. They changed it to 6-3-1. That, for me, Chelsea is... I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because it's 8 games in, but that, to me, fear factor is coming back. You understand? Let all these brothers, Ziyech and Havertz and Werner and Haaland and all... Let them start firing, fam. Chelsea are in business, fam. When they start firing, we're in serious business. And nobody's going to stop us, fam. True say. Sorry, man, for interrupting, by the way.
It's good when we can feel like this, isn't it?
In it, fam.
Yeah.
In it.
It is like that. And then just to put a little bit of a downer on it, we also drew against Southampton, who got battered 3-0 by Leeds today. So it's like, it swings and roundabouts. It swings and roundabouts. To Raheem's question, will Dami be on the live after the United game? Hey, I'll drop him the link. I don't know about how that will go anyways, because I think the watch along on Blues fans, so we will go a bit longer, hence my live review will be a bit later, hence why this will be a bit later. But hey, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. I'll drop the link if man's free, if man's free. But I think, Dami, if you have any final words that you want to, shout out, do that. And then I'll do a bit of an outro here.
Take your thing and smile. Them way there. You man smile, fam. You understand? Actually, let's just put it like this. Smile, be happy. Tonight, celebrate and whatnot. Everybody smile. Go to work smiling, banter your colleagues and whatnot over Zoom and Skype and all that shit. When you're finished with that tomorrow, we go against United. This team should take this momentum and not rest. They should take the momentum and keep it moving. Because truly, this is the first match of the deadly hell settings. I told people that from the 20th of February to the 20th of March, we don't have a joke game in between. Not a single clown game. So we need to make sure. I said we need to win at least 75% of those games. That's what I said. And that's what I'm going to stick us to. Atletico, check. I want us to beat United. You understand? I need us to make a statement against United. I need us to make a statement against the weak Liverpool side. I need us to battle Leeds. I need us to beat Atletico again in the second round, because if they can do it this round, we can do it again. You understand? Atletico are going to come with a lot more fire, and they're not going to be as defensive in the next game, so there are going to be more chances for us. So for me, we need to keep on this momentum, because true sake, we keep this momentum through this period, then the limits are on. If we get through this period with about 80% wins, okay, and no L's, true say, to the rest of the season, I might even say some wild things about the league title. Let me just put it like that.
What league title, man, just said?
No, I just said, that's why I said it. I said, if we keep on moving like this and we win 80% or 90% of the games we have in this period against all these big teams, Liverpool, United, Atletico again, I might say something stupid about the league title. I didn't say we'll win it, but I said I might say something stupid about the league title. Innit? Don't click me there. But if we end up doing it, you can clip me then. You know what I mean? But if we don't,
so I mean, like I back it in the sense of, hey, if things are going good, enjoy things going good. If you want to get hyped, get hyped. If it then doesn't turn out to be true, it is what it is. We're fans. We're here to enjoy ourselves. There's no need to take us down a peg to pretend we're not as happy as we are. Hey, if we're happy, let's be happy. And I fully agree with what you said. We need to keep this going. Hey, in the second leg against Atletico, if we get a dead 0-0 draw, I don't care. Through to the quarterfinals, that's what I care about. We don't need to beat them, man. Just don't lose. That's all that matters to me now. And hey, if we can do that with resting a few players and just, taking all those buses from Romania that Atletico parked today, and we take them to London and just park them a bit better, because we can drive better. See, that I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. But yeah, Man United, Liverpool, if we get dubs in that, Tuchel's getting Tuchel is putting himself in stratospheres that, you know, we ain't seen in a long time. We ain't seen a long time, and I'm gassed for it. I'm gassed for it. But ladies and gentlemen, I see a lot of you in the chat saying, "Oh, Werner was better," and this and that. Hey, you know, we all have slightly different opinions. We try to, you know, ease it up as much as we can. Myself, you know, Pais, Sadiq, and then Demi came on as well. It's difficult. 4 different people give somewhat fluctuant, you know, ratings and shit. Hey, we'll be out here again.
If we gave the same ratings, then something went wrong. Something went bombastic. Is that we played so bombastically well that there's no competition or conversation, or something went wrong? So we're all different individuals in it with different views on stuff. So true say, that's how things are going to be in it.
Exactly. There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. I will see you again tomorrow with Monster and possibly Dammy. We'll have to pattern that up in terms of times. So maybe you'll see his beautiful face in less than 24 hours again. You know, that would be exciting. And if you want to be about for that and you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. We're still on the road to 10K. We're getting there slowly but surely. Just make sure you smash that red subscribe button. Hit the notification button as well. Smash the like button. Subscribe. So just said that already, but just say again, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to Dammy. You know, of course, his link is down in the description. The Grand Dam, you know, make the man, you know, hit the 5K to 10K as soon as bloody possible as well. Man's on the grind. Man's on the growth. Man's bringing the energy, and I love it. Man's even came here bloody singing. I'm gassed. Do you know what I mean? CFCPys, again, thank you for coming on, of course, bro. I know you're not at 100%, so really appreciate it. Check him out on Twitter if you don't already. I mean, man's on 50K on the Twitter already. But if somehow one of you 230 that's here right now don't follow him yet, go up down below and do so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chels. It's a good night. Like Demi said, let's celebrate. Let's be happy. Let's banter everybody we know that, you know, didn't think we could do it. And I'll give one last word to Demi. Go on.
The video I just put out, I danced to that song that Guardiola danced to. Go check it out. It's funny, I promise. Just check out my channel. I promise you will laugh. But yeah.
Hey, if you want to have a little bit of a chuckle and little bit of a laugh before night, like I said, you know, click the @ in the description, the Grand Dam, and check out that video that he just, you know, mentioned. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chels, upwards and onwards, and I'll see you next time.